Hi lovelies, me again. I want to apologize in advance for this video. I know it's going to be really long-winded and kind of a ramble because this is the first time I've tried talking this out with anyone. I just finished working with the Rune Athila. I am still in the process of going through my 24 rune in 24 weeks challenge. And this is the rune of the hearth and home, but also of inheritance. And I know when you think inheritance, you think physical property and money, but this rune also represents divine or genetic inheritance. So the personality traits that you've gotten from your family, characteristics, looks, interests, things like that. So it is from that aspect that I want to talk today about deeper reasons behind finding the path that you are now on. Forgive my hair. I just got out of the shower and it's already kind of humid out. So, that being said, I know that there are a few of you out there who have been born into the craft. So someone in your immediate family, your mother, grandmother, father, uncle, someone in your immediate family practiced some form of a pagan religion. And so therefore, you were brought up knowing those traditions. You were brought up knowing, or at least having some of that interest. You had exposure to that. Whereas someone like myself, I found my path on my own. As far as I know, I am the only one in my family that is following some sort of pagan religion. And while I'm okay with that, it's also very lonely because you don't have that sense of resource, you don't have that sense of support. And having worked with this rune and thinking about all of that, I found myself wondering if maybe not so much my immediate family, but if generations ago, someone well before even my grandmother's time or my grandparents' time, if there was someone that kind of followed a similar path, if not the same, at least a similar path that I'm on now. And it is because of them that I found my little corner in the pagan world. As far as I can remember, I've been interested in paganism and reading up on magic and all the different branches like Celtic and things like that. I loved Egyptian. There was a period of time where I knew all the Egyptian gods, and then I knew all the Celtic gods, and anything I could get my hands on, I would just sink my teeth into. And at a young age, I really didn't realize what all of it meant. All I knew was that I loved it. I loved the idea of it, and it made my imagination go crazy. Now that I'm older, I recognize that, I think it's about a year ago now, I'm like, okay, this is what I want for myself. This feels right to me. So I made the decision to enter a pagan path. And when I first started accepting that, okay, this is what I want for myself, I kind of put the proverbial cart before the horse, and I already knew in my mind that I was going to practice Celtic magic. I was going to study Druidry. I was going to be a devotee of the Morrigan, and that was going to be my spiritual belief system, because I knew already going in that there was Celtic heritage in my family. So I'm like, how cool would it be to follow the old traditions of the Celtic people? So I started doing research and found that as much as I loved the idea of the Morrigan, I was taking a sharp left and becoming more and more enamored with Odin and Freya and the gods and goddesses of the Norse pantheon and the northern tradition. Now, as far as I know, there's no Scandinavian blood in our family line, I don't think. We were only able to trace back so far before the resources were like, you kind of have to go overseas for this stuff now, or pay lots and lots of money. So, I'm not sure if there was anyone of northern tradition in my bloodline. But I still can't help but wonder, because I found the myths fascinating. I found the gods and goddesses fascinating. But I wonder if there was something deeper than that that really made them click with me and say, okay, well, I belong with these gods and goddesses. I belong with them. I need to read up on them. I need to study their tradition. And I'm wondering, even if not on the physical plane, because yes, I am one of those people that believes in alternating tiers of reality, like this is the physical, and then when we die, we enter the spiritual, and then there's more layers on top of that. It's like the reality onion, if you will. But I wonder, and I'm not sure if I'm telling myself or trying to convince myself that this is the case, but I would really like to know that someone, somewhere, was guiding me this whole time. And that's why I found the path that I'm on now. Maybe somewhere way down the line, years, many centuries ago, there was someone in my family, or at least in my bloodline, that practiced this. Or maybe he or she knew someone that practiced this, or maybe he or she married someone that, I don't know. But it would be awesome to know that I was kind of being led, or like at least right now I am the physical form following these same footsteps as someone in my bloodline centuries back. And I don't know if I'm wording that well, but yeah, it's just, I've seen a lot of negativity floating around the particular heathen communities, saying that like you shouldn't be in this religion if you're not of northern bloodline and things like that. And there's a lot of negativity, just like there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the Wiccan and witchcraft community as well, which I'm not going to touch on because everybody's already touched on that. It's a dead subject. Moving on. But I wondered it too. Like, why, if I am not of this particular culture or heritage or upbringing, why do I feel like I belong with these gods and goddesses? Why do I feel like I belong in this tradition? And I'm not knocking it in any way, because I am the happiest I've been spiritually in a long time. But for someone like me that found their path on their own, was there, I guess, divine guidance in finding this particular path for myself? A lot of people were, a lot of the women I watch have their goddess that sends them hints and gives them guidance and kind of, just helps them in their everyday when they need it. And I'm wondering if maybe I just missed hints. Maybe there were hints and I'm just totally oblivious, because it doesn't take much for stuff to go right over my head, especially in forms of hints. Like, I can't pick up on hints at all. So maybe it was there all along and I was just like to it and had no idea, or just missed it. Or maybe because once I finally decided that this was right for me, maybe because I gave myself tunnel vision and only wanted to focus on the Celtic aspect, maybe I missed, all the little hints and callings from this other aspect, until finally I realized, oh, okay, I can branch out. It's fine. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I would love to talk to people about it, but I got no one. My friends, my family, they don't really know. Some of them do know, but not a lot know, and for reasons I can't really come out of the broom closet. So if any of you guys want to share a part of the discussion, go for it. I would love to talk about this because I find it fascinating. I think it would be awesome. Or maybe even for those who practice astral traveling or lucid dreaming, maybe, maybe like that's another way we were introduced to our path. Who knows? I have yet to practice astral traveling. I've never really tried it, but there are many ways that we could have been led to our path outside of just our own interest and curiosity. But yeah, I would love to know for those of you who weren't lucky enough to be born into it, I would love to know how you found yours, and it, whether it was from someone in a dream, because I've heard that story before. I have talked to a girl who had a dream about a particular being, and she's never looked back since. Or maybe a family member that you've heard about. I don't know, whatever. But however you came to your path, I would love to know. It would be fascinating. So I'm going to cut this video now because it's ridiculous, and I'm really sorry for rambling. I hope it made sense, and thank you for watching. Love and blessings. Bye-bye.